The money flow model for financial success. If you're looking for a structure, an idea, direction, this is it. And so this is something I created to help guide you through your financial decision making, starting with the first dollar that you make and then what are you gonna do with it, right? So the first dollar that you make, you gotta make sure that that is something that is precious, that you think it through instead of just, oh, yay, I make money, let's go spend it, right? Your money flow model should not be as simple as money in and money out. If that's the case, I'm sorry, but you're gonna really struggle with your personal finance, and you're gonna find yourself falling behind and being reactive and just not really having assets and having savings, or be in a position where you have a positive outlook about life, where you're in control of your finances. So the first thing after getting paid or the money that you make is you've got to first be laser focused on, gosh, I gotta pay myself first. And what I mean by paying yourself first is you gotta save towards something, right? Save towards a goal. So for a lot of people can be paying down debt, and that is saving too. That is saving towards a goal, saving towards something, and I consider that, and that is paying yourself first, right? That's part of it. And so you should methodically, systematically, religiously do that. So with money that you make, let's say it's $1,000, the first $100 to $200 goes towards to paying down debt to pay yourself, or put it towards a savings account that you're saving towards something, right? The idea is not save to save, but save towards something. Save towards your education, save towards buying something that makes you more productive, save towards an educational course that you can acquire a new valuable skill, etc., right? So, and then the other part of it is I challenge you to also think about investing. So invest passively. So the other 10%, you should invest that in some type of index fund like the S&P 500 index fund, like the SPY, and just consistently, if you get paid bi-weekly or monthly, take that paycheck, or take, after you deposit it, make sure you allocate $100 towards buying into that fund. And it doesn't matter what the market does. If it goes up, it goes down, you're still buying. It goes up, you're buying. It goes down, you're buying. So by doing that, over time, your dollar cost averaging. And that's just gonna make you grow, and it makes you feel good as well too, because you have a growing asset and you're participating in the stock market. And no, I do not recommend you to invest in something that you have to worry about or watch the stock market every day. That's not the idea. The idea is building good habits and consistently put money into something that you can just forget about, because this is passive, and just watch it grow. But you're methodically thinking things through and making sure you're building a habit of money in, money gets saved, money gets banked. You pay yourself first, and then you think about anything else, right? So to continue on with your money, with the money flow model, is that you also got to consider, how do I spend my time and my money wisely, right? Towards wants and needs. And I put the definition on there for you to read it. But one of the things people overlook is that a need that people overlook, that they don't pay enough into, or they invest in, is a better word, is that in their career. That is a need, right? When I was younger, an absolute need that my parents grilled in my mind was, I gotta always invest in my education. And I'm not just talking about formal education, I'm talking about skills. I'm talking about being a better public speaker, to be more organized, to just learn personal development that or skills that make you more valuable in that dream job or career that you want. So really, really important that you do that and you understand the difference between wants and needs. And to move on, again, if you look at your finances and really do an assessment of your time and money, there are areas where you can save a lot of time and money, right? Where you can, and we have another video that talks about that, but with the time and money that you save, my gosh, reinvest that more into yourself, right? Acquiring new skills. Just have the mindset of saving towards something. Don't save to save. Be purposeful, be driven, right? Because that's what it's all about. If you want financial success, don't want it, right? Be committed to obtaining it. So the next thing is, again, look at learning about acquiring assets and equities, and what are assets, what are equities, right? And I have, I defined it there. And think about starting a side business. That's a good way that I think every young professional should think about that. How do I do something on the side that I can make more money, right? The idea of multiple streams of income. Instead of having one income source, you have other income sources, of course, from your passive investment, right? But from doing something on the side where something as simple as, you save a lot of time. So with that time saved, you can do some food delivering, you can drive some people around, you can, go on, one of these freelance websites and you can, do projects for people. But the idea, it's not so, you make good money, but the idea of getting you out there and keeping yourself busy and your mind stimulated and challenged and working with other people, it's just a good habit overall for you to really build yourself and build your finances and build your knowledge and experience. And then on top of that, make sure that you're looking at ways to increase your net worth, right? And so part of that is, again, assets minus liabilities equal net worth. So let's just say you keep your debt the same, but you're able to increase the value of your portfolio, the value of, now you get paid more, your assets goes up, right? Then your net worth goes up. Or, you keep your assets the same, but you've been focused on paying down your debt, then guess what? Your net worth goes up, right? So it's really important. So that's where a lot of people make financial decisions. They gotta simply go back to that. Like, for example, if I have enough money to easily pay off my debt, why would I need to pay off my debt where I continue to, especially when I can continue to invest more in assets that will grow my assets, therefore grow my net worth, right? Or if I have nothing to do, I can just pay down my debt, therefore increasing my net worth. So really, really important to, along your journey, your money flow, that you're thinking about that. And always add more to your savings and your investments. I cannot stress that enough. If you look at someone who's just have things together, or they're just really good at money, the reason why they're really good at money is they know how to save and they know how to pay themselves, they know how to bank what they make. So the saying goes, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep, right? Very simple, but I think a lot of people just don't take it seriously, or they don't think it through. And at the same time, you gotta continuously on your money flow, look for opportunities to apply your time and your money. I cannot stress this enough, but part of saving towards something is that it gets you to be prepared, right? Saving is about preparation, right? Don't save to save. It's just like, it's like drifting around with no purpose. Save so you are prepared. So when you see opportunities in the stock market or whatever it is, like the pandemic, I saved quite a bit and I was able to put all that money to work in the market, and I more than double my money, 104% rate of return to be exact. So, wow, if I wasn't prepared, or I don't have that mindset, I would miss out on that opportunity. Because remember, luck, or the definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity, right? So unlucky is when you're not prepared and then opportunity knocks on your door, you can't do anything about it. That kind of sucks, right? And if you live life long enough, or you put yourself out there, you will experience times where you miss out on opportunities. How does that feel? It sucks, right? And so that's why for me, I'm obsessive when it comes to preparing myself, making sure I'm always learning, I'm investing in new skills, I'm learning new things. I have more people I surround myself with that really helps me compound my learning, my knowledge, my confidence level, so I can take on, all the opportunities that life brings me. So, and it makes life more exciting anyways too. And along the way, you gotta be mindful, again, of your assets and liabilities, right? Is your assets good? Are they growing? Can they be optimized for more? Your debt, are they in control, right? Really important to think about that for your money flow. So the other thing is always reinvest more in yourself. I cannot stress this enough, that I think where a lot of people go wrong when they're in their 30s, their 40s, and their 50s, when they look back at their life, or they look at other people. For me, you can learn a lot looking through, your relatives, your aunts, your uncles, your other people that you meet along the way in your life. The ones that are just really quote unquote successful, or have things together, and they just have a great optimism about life, is, again, those are the folks that are reinvesting in themselves. They get better as they age. They get better as they fail as well too. Like, I can tell you, I learned more from my failures and my successes. When things are bad, that's when we really think, right? Like the pandemic, it got me to really think about things, and how this passion project, this YouTube channel got started as well too. So you got to be obsessive in doing that and acquire new skills, because what's that saying goes, like, every new skills that you learn, it doubles your chances of succeeding in that particular field, right? And when you add a combination of various skills and knowledge and experience, it just makes you an overall much better person, right? You can think better with new opportunities that are presented to you, or you can create new opportunities yourself. You got to look back and go, hey, I'm in my 20s, I'm going to be in my 30s. How am I going to be different? How am I going to be better? Yeah, just something as simple as that. I think people don't take time to think about. And then at the end of the day, are you growing your knowledge? And I want to stress this word, expertise, right? As you get better with your finances, with the way you because you're on top of your finances, right? The way you spend money, your time, and investing in yourself, you're now an expert, right? In some area. And so expertise is really important. And expertise comes from experience too, from failing and from just having a lot of experience, knowing how things can work better, how things can be more efficient, how you can make decisions better, how you can manage risk better with your investments. So all those things. So be conscious about growing your knowledge and especially having expertise. The other thing as well too that I want to throw out there is the idea of compounding, right? If you look at the money flow model, it's one that is of a circle and one that grows, right? And so compounding is a very powerful word, but it's generally used for money. But again, you can compound your time, your money saved, your knowledge, your experience, your relationships. And I think people don't think, or they're not conscious of that in their personal finance decision and the way they value themselves and the way they value their time. So really, really important. And one of the things that I highlighted is there's a big difference between someone who's rich and someone who's wealthy, right? So rich is measured by what? By dollar signs, by how much money you make. Wealth is measured by how much time you have that you're free, right? So what's this? I forgot this, the statistics, but it says like most people are I think 2 to 3 paychecks away from bankruptcy. So most people are paid what, bi-weekly. So that means they're about, let's just give it, like they're about 2 months wealthy. Basically, if they don't work and they get fired from their job, if they don't get paid for like 2 months, they're out in the streets because they don't have the cash flow to come in to pay for all of their financial responsibilities, to keep up with their lifestyle, to pay for rent, etc. So that means in plain English that an average person is about 2 months wealthy, because wealth is measured by time. And rich, rich it can be where, the richer you are, or the richer you get, the less wealthy you become. For example, let's say I make $500,000 a year, but I spend about $500,000 a year. So basically I live paycheck to paycheck. So if I don't get a paycheck in, I'm basically, 2 months without a paycheck, I'll be bankrupt and on the street. So that means I'm 2 months wealthy. But if I have a lot of passive income, like with this model, I have passive investments, I have lots of assets, my debt is completely zero, or it's under control and it's paid by all of my passive investments, I am permanently wealthy. That means I don't have to work actively at all, and I have enough passive income that comes in to pay for my entire lifestyle and then some. I am wealthy by definition because I have time. I'm free, right? Financial freedom, financial independence, those things. So it kind of leads to the last point. That's what financial freedom means. And there's an infinity symbol there on purpose, is because an infinity symbol is just infinite and it goes in, that loop. So kind of the money flow model is the same thing, because as you start your journey, I can tell you it's very slow in the very beginning. As you get to some point, your wealth and your income will grow exponentially. I can speak for my personal finance, because you're constantly reinvesting. So that's what it's all about, is that this money flow model that I've created is to get people to consciously think through the process as they make financial decisions, as they make money, and then what do they do with that money? Do they just go and spend it, or at least get them to think first? Because I think the problem with people's personal finances is because they're just not conscious of their money relationship. They're not conscious of, gee, I make money, then I just spend it, right? Because they don't know any other way. When you look through this model, kind of read through, follow the points, and then that's going to give you a good discipline and a reminder of how to kind of go about your financial decision making. Again, I'm excited to create this and share this model with you, and there's more in the works as well too that I'm creating to empower you again to think differently about your personal finances and therefore make you better, right? And that's what it's all about, is that so we can consistently get better and get better together. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.